And top of the evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Final, where I am now spending the majority of my waking hours in cars driving and have lost track of what day of the week it is. Translation, we've reached the very throes of the spring sports postseason, and this weekend is, of course, critical mass. Baseball and softball sectional and district titles hanging in the balance tomorrow in Illinois. The Missouri Diamond season is over for us, but the kids in the Show Me State still have unfinished business to attend to on the track, which is where we begin tonight. Jefferson City's Reed Stadium, where the big school programs in our area, and that now by extension includes the Class 3 entities like Clark County and Palmyra, closed their stories today in fast company. That included one of the aforementioned Panthers, two sectional title holders trying to parlay past success into top spots on the state's biggest podium. We'll start with Zach Lewis in the 800-meter today. This was one of the few finals on the day, and Zach Lewis, in his last race of his career as a high schooler, trying to come out and do some great work in this one, said his friendly rival, Jonathan Chuck from Monroe City, the newly minted Class 2 champion, was texting him inspirational emojis today. Worked out well. First 400 meters right in the thick of the lead pack. He never gave up much ground from that point forward, running fourth throughout. Had no kick at the end, but would end up finishing fifth. A great finish for Zach Lewis. Was very pleased with it in a time of 1:58.41, which means he hits the podium for fifth place and a medal. What a way to end a great career.
Times were tough today, man. It was awesome to get that sub-2 finish. Moving up a class, I can't really ask for anything better.
What's next?
Going to college, Missouri S&T. You know, I was ready for summer to start, but now that track's over, I can't exactly say I'm ready for it to be over.
Kind of nostalgic about what was a really good race for him. Palmyra's other sectional champion, Matthew Frankenbach, will go for a state shot put title coming up tomorrow. I think it's the last event of the day, so we'll certainly keep you apprised and give you some highlights of all of that goodness coming up tomorrow. Meanwhile, the rest of the action today, pretty good day for Bowling Green. Started off the day with a new school record in the 4x800 meter girls relay. That was a team of Hannah Cronky, who was a freshman, Sierra St. Aubin, who was a junior, Erin Martin, who is a sophomore, and Kelsey Finley, who's a freshman. So that team is going to be together very well. Earliest thing of the day, Bowling Green jumps out, takes second place in the 4x8. They weren't alone locally. The Clark County girls, led by Renee Bushling, Keely O'Brien, Rachel Bushling, and Drenda Hess, who is a freshman as well, finished seventh in that one as well. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the great start today from Adam Holt as well, jumping in really good competition in Class 3, sixth place finish for that young man. Phenomenal football player, basketball player, going to end his career on the track very strongly as well. Back to the state track today, qualifiers today. This is Hannibal's Brendan Hackaman, made it to the final 9 with the triple jump today. His best effort in the finals, 42.04, good for 9th place in the state. Not a bad way to start the day. He's in the long jump tomorrow. Should be an even better finish for him coming up there. The girls, Hannibal, 4x200 meter relay team, fresh off a school record effort in the sectionals. Well, they ran, as I said, it's a very fast company today. Taya Burst trying to end this thing on an up note. Her team, however, failed to qualify for tomorrow's finals and finished in 14th place overall. Mentioned Bowling Green. They had Josh Early in the disc today. Again, among really good throwers today. His best effort on the day in qualifying 106.09, not good enough to put him in the finals. He finishes in 15th place. Tough day for Christian Blaine as well. The outstanding Hannibal hurdler here in the 300. Time of 41.18, good for 10th place, but again, failed to get himself into the finals coming on Saturday in both that event and in the 110-meter hurdles as well. Christian Blaine on the outside looking in, as was Taya Burse, who ran strongly early but ended up fading a bit. She settled for a 9th place finish in the hurdles, ended up out of the money as well. 2 mile, though, this was a final, and Clark County's Renee Bushling, who we mentioned earlier, a big part of that 4x8 relay team, running strong early in this one on her first lap in 5th place. Unfortunately, she couldn't pick up much more ground the rest of the way from there. Ended up running in a time of 11:58.17. Really fast race today, including just an outstanding pace being set by a young lady from down in Westphalia, Fatima. So she set the pace. Renee Bushling, though, ran a really good race, ends her career, at least in the 2 mile, on an up note. Tough day for the pole vaulters from Hannibal as well. Connor Storger finished 10th. Tanner Teagan finished 15th on the day. Brandon Watson, also from Hannibal, finished 11th in the 800 meters. So busy day of track and field. Good stuff there. Much more coming not only from Missouri tomorrow, but we've got all of our Illinois folks in action tomorrow as well. plenty of good throwers tomorrow. They may be our best chances tomorrow, as we've got, we've got Dylan Powell from Hannibal throwing tomorrow. We've also got the guys from Illinois, as you've got outstanding throwers in Blaze Murphin from Illini West and Manning Plater from Rushville Industry, who are 1-2 going into qualifying tomorrow. And again, as I mentioned, Matthew Frankenbach. So we've got real good chances for state championships tomorrow. Hopefully have highlights of all of that for you coming up on the Big Overtime Show. Now, amid the blitz of track, soccer, tennis, and Diamond State hopefuls the last couple of weeks, Keokuk High School ended a long run of big stage dormancy without much fanfare on Tuesday. We aim to change that right now, as Will Wilson introduces you to a young lady who has ripped the cobwebs, off Chiefs girls golf.
Keokuk's Madeline Whitaker is playing her best golf when it matters most. The Lady Chiefs junior earned her passage to the state tournament Tuesday after firing an 87 at regionals in Cedar Rapids. And it all started to feel real when she sat as the clubhouse leader for part of the day.
More girls started coming in, and the scores weren't getting much lower, and a lot of people were telling me, oh my gosh, 88 was the cutoff that they were thinking was going to make it to state. And when they announced my name, it was really exciting.
Heading to Marshalltown wasn't the only reason Whitaker was excited. It's the first time since 2004 any girls golfer has qualified for the state tournament at Keokuk.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I just went out there to play and try my best, because I've been trying too hard all season, and I realized that if I just tried my hardest, because I've been doing this for 13 years, so it was nice to have it pay off.
She just stayed mentally tough. She was able to focus through and not having those blow-up holes, and stayed mentally tough throughout the round and put pressure on the girls that she was playing with that one of them had beat her several times throughout the season, which was big.
Previously in the season, I had thought to myself, I really need to go out there and shoot a really low score, and I realized that was the wrong mental process to think. I just needed to let it happen, because I have all the things that I need to do to score low, so I just needed to believe in myself and let it happen, and that's what changed Tuesday.
Whitaker's game has been aided by her mental approach each round, something she says has been key.
I've really figured out how to control my temper or whatever during the game, because it's really hard during golf. You hit bad shots and you want to get mad about it. But I think this year I've really just toned that down a lot.
From the tee to the green, she's as talented as all her competition, even beating the man who put her first club in her hand.
I've been working on this for a while, and I wasn't playing the best this season. It was really discouraging sometimes, but I always have my dad. He always tells me to keep trying my hardest, and I have a drive to do it too.
Our best to miss Whitaker next week, showing out for Keokuk. Meanwhile, tough night in the Prospect League for the locals. Quincy Gems lose to the Kokomo Jackrabbits for the second straight night. Dominic Miles 1 for 3 there, and the Hannibal Cavemen a hard luck loss to Danville. 8-7 was your final. Huge day coming up on the Overtime Show tomorrow. Regionals, sectionals, state track and field, we'll have it all for you right here. 30 minutes. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you then, everybody.